ask yourself, why do some people get exactly what they want out of life? They say when they want this and it happens, it comes to pass, and why that never happens for you? I'm going to tell you, it's the fact that you are not prepared. It's the lack of preparation, the lack of preparedness. People, it's not a hard concept, but I'm going to prove to you that you are actually lying to yourself. You don't really want what you say you want. Let's get into it. Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Okay, you say you want that thing. You say you want the Super Bowl performance. You say you want the promotion. You say you want to get married. You say you want this amount of money. You say you want all of these things. But where's the preparedness? Where's the preparation? You are then surprised. Are we surprised when other people get the things they want and you don't because you don't prep for it? You want people to see your potential? Potential. Baby, your mother doesn't even care about your potential anymore, right? After a certain age, that little potential thing, gone out the window. We want to see results. We want to see the movement. We want to see progress. We want to see preparation. So if you don't have that, maybe we're lying about what we say we want. Maybe that's just something we think we should say. Oh, I do want a promotion. I want to make $1 million. Oh, I want to make $50,000 a month. I want to make $10,000 a month. Oh, I want to be on the stage. I want to represent my city. I want to do all these. Maybe we don't. Maybe. Not an attack. We've all been there. I, too, have fallen victim. But let's be honest. Because if we're not going to get honest, we're not going to get anywhere. We're not going to get any results. If we are not what? Prepared. Do you look like what you say you want? Oh, I'm looking for this kind of woman, XYZ. You don't look like what she wants. Oh, we don't want to go there. I've been a personal stylist for 10 years. I have helped so many men get married to the kind of woman that they want to get married to. That's important. Important context. I have so many stories. I will share one or two. Okay. I had a client. He was an exec, bachelor. When we first started working together, he just wanted a little bit of help with his image. It was definitely a dusty situation. I will not lie, but that's okay. I get a lot of clients who are on the dusty situation, but the rest of their lives are so put together. Like they have the career they want, the finances they want, like the freedom they want. Like they have so many great things on paper, like hilarious, great personality. But when someone looks at them, they're like, it's like a quick, they might not even notice that person. So I had a client like that. And when we first met, he was like, yeah, I'm single, I'm a bachelor, I'm not really looking for anything serious or anything like that. I just kind of want to date a little bit more, etc. Well, styled him. We had a couple sessions, got his beard, his facial hair together, new haircut because we needed it, new clothes because we needed it, new look, new energy, new aura because we needed it. And guess what? After a couple of weeks, we had another meeting. And he was like, yeah, Carla, I'm definitely thinking about like settling down soon. And I was like, it's been a few weeks since you said that you weren't looking for anything serious at all. And now all of a sudden you're trying to settle down. Let me tell you what changed. The caliber of woman, the kind of woman changed. The kind of woman that he was drawing in and attracting changed. The woman that he was attracting before when he was dusty, he wasn't interested in them. That's why he didn't want anything serious. He was just like, I might just entertain them. Duh, you were getting dusty women because you were dusty, right? Now on paper, again, beautiful. But in real life, that still matters. We are still human beings. Human beings with senses, okay? He was not ready for what he really wanted in the back of his mind. So he said, I'm not really interested in these women. But now all of a sudden, once he became him, right? Himothy, as we like to say, all of a sudden he's ready to settle down. Why? Because the caliber of woman that he was now attracting was higher. He was like, oh no, I can settle down with one of these women. I like these women. I like how they look. I like their energy. And these are the kind of women I've been dreaming about. Amazing, right? Because now he stepped into a look. He stepped into a preparation for what he wanted, right? Another example. I had another guy. I'm using guys right now. I had another guy who he actually knew he wanted to be in a relationship, but wasn't really having a lot of luck. Again, on paper, great. He was a physician, really stable, took care of his family, generous man, like just had all of these great things on paper. But image-wise, it wasn't really fully hitting, okay? We did some styling, we started consulting, doing all the things, and one day, maybe a couple months, maybe 2 or 3, maybe like 6 months or so after our last session, he emailed me and he was like, I met the woman of my dreams. And he said, Carla, because of the styling and the switcheroo of like me being prepared and me being him, I had more confidence to go up to this woman who was gorgeous. She walked past me. She was gorgeous. I normally would have just like let her walk and just looked at her and just, you know, let it fly. But he was like, I now had more confidence that I was prepared. I was him. I had the look. I had everything. I had the whole package. And I went up to her and they got married fast. When I tell you, he was ready at that point, but had to do the work. That's what I'm talking about. Are you looking like what you say you want? I know it's gonna hurt the feelings, but there's a level of preparation that has to go into anything that's worth having. Okay, so stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. Used to bump the Carter 3. I held my Rolly chain proud. Irony. I think my hard work let Lil Wayne down. All right, if you've heard Kendrick's latest album, there's a track on it, the first initial track, there is a line referencing Lil Wayne. Now, when everyone heard this line, everyone's like, oh, whoa, is this a diss? I mean, even Lil Wayne looked like he might have taken it as a diss. I never did. I never took this as a diss. I saw this as someone reflecting on, man, I worked really, really hard to be here, and people are taking my success as a snub to them and who they are, okay? It's so not a diss, but I want to talk about how we even got here. How do we even get to this Lil Wayne, Kendrick, and their Superbowl dynamic, and how this applies to us? How this applies to the fact that we say we want things, because we've all been Lil Wayne before. We've all said, we want this, we want that, next year, next 5 years, next quarter, I'm gonna do this, and it doesn't happen, right? And we can't just blame it on, it's a closed door, it wasn't my opportunity. No, sometimes it's your fault. Sometimes it's my fault. Sometimes I wasn't prepared and I was just yapping at the mouth. I was lying, telling all my friends and family I wanted this, but doing zero of the work. And you know what? We've all been Lil Wayne. I know I have, right? Saying that we want something, and even believing that we want something, but not doing the things that we actually need to do to actually get it, meaning that we're lying. We're lying in some point of the thought. Between the thought and our hearts and our actions, there's a lie there. And the lack of preparation proves it. Because if I really, really want something, if I really, really want to have something, I'm going to start literally getting ready for it even before I'm approved, even before they'll sign it over to me, even before they give it to me. I'm going to take the actions that I need to take. Because here's the thing, in this idea of, I don't even like that it's Kendrick versus Lil Wayne, who should have got the Super Bowl. I really, really, really hate that idea, because why are we putting these men against each other? I love both of these artists. I can sit here and recite lines from Wayne, Kendrick all day. But here's the thing, the preparation has no favoritism, right? Preparedness has no favoritism. Whoever grabs it and takes it and runs with it wins, right? I think it's really also interesting that in Man in the Garden, Kendrick references how hard he works. Let me pull up the exact line. In Man in the Garden, Kendrick says, I'm waking up at 6 a.m., 6 miles a day, conditioning my wind. I said, I deserve it all. Now, when he says conditioning his wind, why? Because he wants to be a grade A performer. Do y'all remember Kendrick was already at the Super Bowl, right? When it was Dr. Dre's year, and he brought out all of the LA natives to really, really represent. And Kendrick's one of them. Do you remember his performance? I watched that performance and I was like, he's moving, he's giving, but the breath control was T. And as a performer, that's so big, right? So for me, when I look at the clips of Lil Wayne performing at his concerts, and then I think about Kendrick, even at that short clip at the Super Bowl a couple years ago with Dr. Dre, I'm like, who looks prepared? Who looks prepared for this big moment at the Super Bowl? Who do we want to give that solo moment to? The person who wants us to just see their potential and, you know, think about the potential of what they could do because they had all these hits and they had these moments, but is not living up to any of that in the current day? Or the person who's waking up at 6 a.m. conditioning their wind to give the performance even before it was given to him. In order for your win to be that conditioned, you have to already be like, I'm dedicated, okay? I don't think it's a coincidence like that Kendrick had an album overly dedicated, because we see that in the fact that, why are you so ready? So what does that have to do with us? So what are you saying that you want in 2025? What are you saying you want next year? What are you saying that you want in the next 5 years? In the next 10 years? What do you want out of your life? And then, are you actually doing the things that line up? I'm a personal stylist, and I have been for almost a decade. And one thing that is really, really present, and when I'm working with clients or talking to people who are thinking about working on their image or whatever, they'll say things like, yeah, I really want a promotion. I want to establish my brand so that I can command this amount every time I speak. I want to do this. I have a book tour coming up. I really want it to be a big deal. They talk about all these things that they want. They want to be on stage more. They want to have their own show. They want to have their own podcast. They want to have a book deal. They want to have this. They want to make more money. They want to be a bigger brand. They have all these big things, right? The things that we put on our vision board, the things that we talk about, and they don't have an image to go with it because they think it's fluff or because they want to wait till they get tapped on the shoulder. It doesn't work that way. You don't wait till you get tapped. You need to already be looking like what you say you want. You want to be your own brand. You want to command this amount of money. You want a promotion. You want to be now the director. You want to be partner at your firm. You need to start looking like it right now, talking like it right now, acting like it right now. Preparedness is not something that's going to come and hit you out of the thin air and have someone say, oh, we see your potential. I mean, at this age, even your mother might not care about your potential. So that means no one cares about the potential. We only care about what we're looking at, right? So the question to ask yourself is, what are you doing that's in line with what you say you want? You say you want to be at the Super Bowl in NOLA representing your city, but you're not up at 6 a.m. conditioning your win. You're not showing up and giving your excellence at all the concerts you have so that we can see, oh my gosh, he's ready. He would be perfect for the stage. No, you're just having a ball. And it doesn't work that way. We don't watch you just have a ball, not give excellence, not give your overall preparedness, like that top level, and then put you in the top level position. You've got to act like it. You've got to show that you want that. So what is it that you aren't doing that's in the way of what you say you want and actually getting there? Where's the lie? Where's the lack of preparation? And what are you going to do to fix it? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Kendrick did not have to get ready because he was already conditioning his wind at 6 a.m. because he says, I deserve it all. I deserve what I say that I want. And thus, I'm going to already put those steps and actions into the world. And the thing I say I want is just going to catch up with me. It's going to catch up with me. Instead of me just chasing after it, like saying I want it. And then when it finally turns around and looks at me and is like, you want this, but you're not even ready. You're not ready. If I put you on this stage, if I put you on this big moment, if I give you this promotion, if I tell you, hey, go represent the company, if I do all these things that you say that you want, you're going to be out there shivering and shaking and giving lackluster performance because you needed to already have been doing the practice been doing the work beforehand so that when we throw you up, you look amazing. You shine like a star. We all look at you and like, my gosh, I cannot wait for this Kendrick performance. Just seeing that clip, that Dr. Dre clip stays in my head because I watched that and I'm like, man, he performs like, not like a rapper, right? Like the dedication, like movement and the flow and the way his voice, like you don't find rappers, never mind rappers, you don't find artists anymore on that level. You don't find a lot of them anymore who you watch their performance and you're like, wow, they really like, this was their time. You can tell they've been putting in the work because we can tell no matter what, when anyone gets up there, whether they get their promotion, whether they're now on the big stage, whatever the position is, when we look at the person, we can either say, this is kind of going south, or they were made for that. They need to be there. They belong there. They deserve that. That's what you want. But sometimes we are waiting for the cosign to let us know, okay, it's not gonna be a waste of my time if I start waking up at 6 a.m. to work out for this. It's not gonna be a waste of my time if I change my image and start networking more in order for me to get this promotion. It's not gonna be a waste of my time. It's never gonna be a waste of your time because you are getting ready for that version of you that you say you want. And when you finally catch up, you're actually gonna feel great. You're gonna feel amazing because this is something you've done a million times with your eyes closed. You wanna be prepared for what you say you want. Get the image, get the look. You wanna be prepared for what you say you want. Get your look together. That is going to help you with what you say you want. I know you wanna say that it's vain. You wanna say, Carla, I wanna focus on other things. Well, that's part of it, hon. We can't skip it. That's part of the preparation. So make sure whatever you say you want next year, whatever you say you want out of life, the version of you that you want to be, that you're showing up as them and you look like them. That's all for now. Toodles.